If you can find this case any cheaper than $49.99, then leave it in the comments down below, because the manufacturer of this company, Sahara, want to find out if you can get a case any cheaper than this. And if you do find a case that's cheaper, you got to make sure that it's got motherboard sync on it, non-motherboard sync. So these RGB fans don't need a motherboard to like make the RGBs work. They can work without a non-motherboard RGB 5V or 12V motherboard. And also has a controller on the side there for the fans, as well as the RGB. Also got remote control. It's also got tempered glass, yeah, and that tempered glass is 20% of darkness, so it makes the RGBs stand out more. Also comes with one RGB fan for exhaust on the back there, 7 expansion slots, so medium sized case. It's got room to obviously put a couple of SSDs on. Leave it in the comments down below. But anyway, let's go on about the video. Right, so this is a Sahara P10 case. Now it's got a shroud on the side there. You can put a mechanical hard drive on the front where you can see everything. I've got an M80X motherboard in there. As you can see, there's no grommets or nothing like that there, but I can literally rub my hands on there and it's not going to cut them off. And it's just nice. It's got nice clean space in there to obviously put in a big CPU air cooler or a small CPU air cooler, or AIO, which I've got a Thermaltake 240 up there, RGB. At least you know it'll fit up the top there with no problems. Doesn't fit a 280, fits a 240. On the front there, it doesn't come with instructions of like saying whether you can mount a radiator there, but as the fans are inside there, you probably could, but I wouldn't recommend it because there's no breathable airspace on the front there. So on the top, we've got a power button. We've got a hard disk LED on the top there as well. Power button, hard disk LED light, reset button, USB 2, so you got 2 of them there, headphone jack, microphone jack, USB 3 and LED controller for your fans, and also the front RGB strip on the front there. We've also got a filter at the top as well, so you can easily wipe that and clean that. It's magnetic, no problem. It fits a 240 of rad up here for your AIO. You can't put a 280 on here, but you could put a 120 on there, but you couldn't put a 140 on there. We've got 7 expansions, PC brackets at the bottom. Power supply is in the shroud itself, so that's cool. Then we've got a big place to put a mechanical hard drive right there. There's not a lot of room to put a radiator on there, but there's room to put fans on there, but it's technically not really worth putting fans there because there's no breathable space on the front there, so no air vents. But at least we've got exhaust at the top and we've got exhaust on the back. If you want to talk about cool air, the coolest air you can get is from the bottom here, which is not a lot. It's got a lovely Sahara logo there, which is kind of minimalistic and it's out the way. You've got this nice triangle shape in front there. They give it a nice little point. It shows a little bit of gaming, and this is where the RGB strip is. So if we talk about the back now, you can see it's a lot of mess. Yes, I'm neglecting this case, but I want to show you from an amateur's point of view how they would put a computer together by just clumping all the cables together. And it doesn't show you that there's enough room there. It needs a little bit more room. I'm using an all-in-one Thermaltake 700 watt power supply. So this is TR2S version, and basically it's not modular or anything like that. If you had a fully modular or semi-modular, you'd be okay with the cables because you can kind of use the cables you want to. I'm not even using a graphics card in there, but as it goes, the graphic card cables are in there as well. You've got two 3.25 inch hard drives, so you can have mechanical hard drives there, SSDs there, or 2.5 inch mechanical hard drives there. You can also have 2 mechanical hard drives here, or you can have obviously 2 SSDs at the top here. A big enough retention bracket for the back there as well, so it's nice to cut out. Now you can see this controller here, and you can see clearly that I can put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 RGB fans in here. But technically there's not room for 10 RGB fans. But I can also put RGB LED strips if they do them or they're coming. They can go there. And it also has the controller buttons right here as well. So that's pretty awesome. You've got speed, mode, and fan speed there as well. If you're going to put this motherboard into the case, I would suggest that what you need to do is before you put the AIO in, you obviously have the motherboard in there, and then you have the AIO radiator out and the fans on the side, and then you literally plug the EPS connector, which is your 8-pin or 4-pin, and you stick that into your motherboard, and then obviously put your AIO in there, and it's got no problems whatsoever. And that is about it on there. So now we're going to show you the RGB fans. And the funny thing is, that fan at the back is slightly different from the one there. So I might as well talk about this fan really quick after I get the RGB up, so I'll do that. I'm going to put the side back on, and then obviously put the glass on as well so you can see it. Also at the bottom of the case, we do have a cheap filter, which is nice and easy to clean for your PSU, so there's no problems whatsoever. We'll stick that at the bottom though. It can be a little bit physically demanding because it's just annoying to get underneath the case. But once it's in, at least you've got a filter for the power supply. Right. Now to plug it all in, turn it on. I'm going to show you the front first. So that's what it looks like at the moment, green. It's a lovely case, I like it. So is that green strip doing anything? Right, it's going up and down. Right, okay. And this is what all the controls that I can do. It's a lot of controls. So at the moment, this is more like a transition from one colour straight out. And then we've got this, which goes, this is a rainbow feature that goes up for all the colours. And with mode, I can obviously press the button and it can go a lot more faster and stuff. While I'm doing these modes at the moment as well, you can definitely see fans inside here, changing colours. What's changing colours in the fans is what's happening also in the front of the strip. It's a really, really awesome case for this. So let me just show you on the side of these things. So we've got orange and yellow, and then going to green, and then blue colour. So if I put this to the front, that's what you see at the front, with the colours like changing from more of a dark like purpley blue. That's such a nice colour, really pungent. Now let me turn it back to the other side. Now we've got the rainbow colour features, and if you look on the front, it's going up and down as well. Now that just looks so cool. The whole computer just looks amazing like that. And then we've got this as well, where it goes in. I don't actually know what it's doing. It's like it's holding one colour and going into another. Right, because on there, that's what it looks like on there. This is a different setting. I'm a little bit RGB crazy. What we've got here, we've just got red, flashing. Right, we've got pulsing. All right, it's got a lot more things than what I thought it did. It's got a lot more functions than I actually thought it did. It does say 55 color settings, so, and 55 different lighting effects. So I went through them. I didn't realize there's that many, but that's pretty cool. Well, we got a flash of white through the actual fans as well. Oh, there you go. That is so random. It's like it waits for a little bit and it starts flashing with a bit of white through the red lights. Cool. Does it do it for the front as well? Yeah, it works to the front as well. Oh my God, this is way too many features. That is so cool. Yeah, this is another one of my favourites where it goes up and down. Oh, it goes up and it changes colours. It's got so many RGBs. Anyway, £50, you've got all of this, other than 3 fans. I'll leave it in the description down about these fans because technically the one at the back is different from the ones at the front, but yet they're working the same, which is really weird because I'm sure they are different fans. I'm quite 100% sure they're different. Yeah, they are. They're different. Right, so this one hasn't got like an aeroplane bullet on the front there. It's flat, whereas the one at the back is the bullet, but it's doing the same thing and controlling the colours through the RGB. Plus you've got remote control. There's no point me showing you the remote control. I'll leave a link in the description down below where I can show you other things that are going on. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. Anyway, you get a long flat ribbon cable and it's fully braided. It goes into the actual receiver box. It's got absorption rubber bits on there, not really thick but soft enough, and it's got two sides to where the RGB penetrates through colour. Obviously it's a black fan that colours that cuts through the air at 1200 RPM. Not too sure what the back ones are, but they only give you like these 4 wood screws and you just kind of tighten it and secure it to plastic and metal. But yeah, it's pretty decent. I really do like it. So as I said, company wants to find out if you can get a cheaper deal than what you've already got here. So two USB 2s, USB 3, micro jack, headphone jack, power button, LED button, hard disk indicator, filter at the top, filter at the bottom, one RGB fan, 120mm, which is not the same with these fans, a Stroud, a control box, a remote control, and RGB on the front as well, and connected and synced together with, to complement it all off, a 4mm piece of 20 filtered tempered glass. Yeah. Anyway, hope this video was enough in depth for you and everything like that. Subscribe and share, like, and follow me on all social media platforms, because if you don't, then I'll delete your games from your computers. Thanks for watching. Roger and out.